Hello guys, well, part 2. It's really cold in Kentucky nowadays. It's like 20 degrees. First of all, I want to thank everyone. I didn't have a chance to reply to everybody. You guys are awesome. I mean, replies and help that I receive from you guys, it's unbelievable. I want to do one test to kind of get things clear, because I'm afraid I kind of went way too far with my problem. My main issue here, for now anyway, is that intentional cylinder shutdown. The car was sitting outside for like a day or two now, and when I started up, it barely ran. I mean, it could. I was gonna push it in the garage, but this thing is just too heavy, and when misfire happens, it happens because of the cylinder shutdown. I know I have a lean code that can be caused by MEF sensor, or I don't know, the leak of the crankcase ventilation system and all that, but this is something that happens right after you start the car, and that's something I actually missed in my first video. So I'm gonna I already set my Picoscope and I show you what I want to look, and then we're gonna start the car. And when I started, I actually had to start 3 times this time. It's like 50 feet to get into the garage. The car just would not move whatsoever. And I'm gonna clear all the codes. So and then we'll come on now. We will take the initial readout from coils and injectors when computer intentionally shuts the cylinders. And I just want to see a oh, this is just for the transmission. Yeah, that cylinder shut down again. 4953. This is all for that. So let's go ahead and clear these codes. And one of these things that I cannot get the criteria for these codes at all. Alright, so let's press the enter again just to make sure I got no codes present. These are intentional cylinder shutdowns, and I don't have code criteria for it. So, and you know, I from my experience, what I've seen, you know, is that when computer sees the excessive current or a okay, so no codes. I agree that my, you know, probably my mass airflow sensor is skewed, but however, actually I have a known good car, and we can compare that. But for now, I just want to make this short video. Hopefully, I just want to check this ignition system during that cylinder shutdown. So right now I have on my channel A, I'm having my current clamp on all of the my clamp on my injectors, okay, the main feed. I got another clamp on a main feed for all of my coils. I have a back probe injector number 1 as my sink, and I have my ignition probe laying across all of the 6 cylinders. So I'm not sure what channel is what. Doesn't really matter. We'll figure it out once we start the car. And I want to get a longer time base, so we can take 1 second, so we can have plenty of data to analyze when we start the car. Hopefully it's going to do it now. Actually, I have to look at the screen. Yep, it's doing it. Good. Okay. Alright, so let's see what happens here. I hope I get my current clamps right. Alright, so here's my initial startup, and let's see what we got. Okay, so I'm over here. Well, looks like, let's see, where's my, oh man. I have my injector. Got these two coils are kind of low, but they did not actually. The current on these coils are all over the place now. Wow. So I was huh. Damn. I'm not sure my brown my channel 4 it did not. It did not shut down. See, this whole time I'm thinking it's shutting down the injector. It really felt that misfire. I was thinking it did not shut it down injector. Let's just go down. I'm just misfiring for. Sorry guys, I'm just looking. I was really, so there's actually this coil and this coil actually having a low. So this one, huh. It's got low current on this coil, and then is my, huh, it's only like, what is my reading? Oh, 7.2 amps, but the other ones are actually, huh, other ones are pulling around 8.4, so it's like a 1 amp difference. I need to get my sync on my coils now. I don't know what happened to my. Well, I need to concentrate on my coils now. I was thinking that the it's shutting down my ejector, but it doesn't. So well, that's good. It looks like I'm having some coil issues. Now I need to get the yeah, here and here. I can see this is all over the place. Here's my injectors are, they're, you know, all of the injectors are firing, so let's see what happens here. Yeah, it's still firing all of the injectors. I mean, seriously, this whole time I'm thinking that huh. So, alright, well I need to get my sync. So consistently this coil are a little bit lower, but I mean, looking at the burn time and all that, I mean, it doesn't look bad at all. Let's measure the burn time. Huh. So that's the good one here. It's 1.5. This one is shorter for sure. Let's see this one here. Yeah, it is shorter. Man, huh. It's 1.1. Wow. So these coils with a low current. Okay, so well, I need to get my sync now to see if I get any sense out of this. Is it? Is this on the same? So we should have a lot longer burn time, but so what is going on here? I honestly thought that computer is shutting down my injectors when it was misfiring, but it doesn't. It does at some point, but not right away. And that's what And this is my injector for sure. You can see that the pintle injector is open, and well, it looks like I have some. How did I miss this? And definitely, this is the burn time that's supposed to be. Then all of a sudden, even though this coil here is okay, now this burn time is shorter. Maybe I just need a new freaking spark plugs. Wow. I mean, definitely here's and this coil is kind of acting up. I mean, there's not much of the energy left, looks like, and it has a shorter burn time. So 1.4. So it's probably like 1.1. And then, yeah, this one is 1.4. And then, do I just need a new spark plugs? Wow. 1.2, so definitely shorter burn time. Damn. And when I started the Misfire, I said, oh no, it's shutting down injectors right now. It doesn't. Let's do this one more time. Oh, sorry guys, I lost my audio. on this part of the video, but I think it's good to review. So right now I have my channel 4 on a coil number 1 on a control wire, and let's just see the what's going on again with this ignition system. So you can see the coils are still working. The computer is not shutting the coils down, and so my this is my number one ignition, and so far it looks okay on that side, on that coil. I'm just going through this frame. And again, I lost my audio. I'm not sure what happened to it. Sometimes you press the record button on the camera, it just doesn't happen. So you'll realize later on that's. So I'm just going through this. We're going to find actually that a number 1 cylinder is actually misfiring. I'm sorry, I'm flipping too fast, but at some point I will stop and. Right here we can see on the number 1 that brown channel, we can see the channel 4 that we actually do not have a burn time at all. That it's not. I couldn't. So this one is bad as well, and the firing order is 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, and 4. But so right now the number 1 looks okay. This looks okay as well, but we'll see at one point there pretty much no burn time on cylinder number 1 at all. And now this number 4. So this is an interesting one right in the middle of it. That's number 3, I believe, and see how the burn time just kind of go downwards. It's almost like a rich condition. This one as well, but definitely this is an ignition misfire. I mean, this burn time looks pretty bad, and I have completely missed this because when car is, you know, warm, the ignition looked perfect. But this looks okay. But there will be at one point the number 1 cylinder was completely open. This ignition is okay. I missed it again. I'm sorry, guys. There you go, right there. Right there, you can see that it's pretty completely open on the cylinder number 1, right where the my sink is, and that one as well has no burn time at all. And there will be number 4. Yeah, number 4 and number 1 are misfiring at this point. I wish I'm gonna zoom in, but I'm not sure. But definitely in a misfire on those 2 cylinders. Anyhow, we'll I'm so disappointed I lost my audio on this part of the video, but definitely, because you guys can kind of focus on the number 1 cylinder. You can see that's pretty much, there's no burn time at all. That's right where the channel number 4, that's the sink. That's kind of those two, like they're on top of each other, and there is no burn time on number 4. Let's start again. There we go. Install right away. Okay. Now it's shutting down my injectors big time. Yeah. And pretty much stall at the end here, so let's zoom in a little bit now. This is 1, so I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, so only 4 injectors were on, and at that point it's stalled. So let's see, this was, so now actually this is ignition, this is not the my injectors, so this is not going to be correct to get the sync on my injectors. But and now I guess it just sees the it can recognize the misfire, and just it'll shut down injectors. Now this is number 1 coil, but that's not number 1 injector. These, oh Lord. You can see now actually ignition looks better when we don't have any, you know, when we have a lean misfire, the ignition, well, not really. Well, I'm just gonna open and see what the spark plugs look like, but that's what, you know, I was thinking maybe, you know, it's just shutting down my injectors for no reason, but you definitely have a misfire. So here, I know, I'm sorry guys, I mean this video really sucks, but I'll just move this down. So again, I cannot pinpoint what cylinder is misfiring, but you know, it's still firing my coils, and it just doesn't like what it sees, and pretty much will stall. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, only 4 injectors are running, so it just keeps shutting down all my injectors. Well, let's take the spark plugs out and see what the deal is, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be in pretty bad shape. So, okay. All right, this is what spark plugs look like. This is number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5. It's number 6. I had to. It was pretty badly stuck in a head, so I had to use some penetrating oil. And you can see the plugs are pretty badly fouled. And I believe this is not the cause. This is the effect of most likely the mass airflow sensor. It's just, or maybe even burning oil at this point because of the mileage and everything. So I got new plugs in, and let's start it up and see what we got. Well, I'll leave something unplugged. Oh, that's weird. Let's clear the codes. Okay, codes are cleared. Let's try again. What the heck? Wow. Okay. Like it doesn't like the new plugs at all. my camera is shaking. It's just it's shutting down injectors again. It's finally a little bit better. Let's try now again. I think it's still one of the injectors. It's not on. It's better now. Finally it started to kind of run a little bit better, because it would not run at all, right? But this is not fixed, so all right. Take the key out. The same codes. Yeah, let's try to clear now. I just wanted to start, firing all of the injectors to see how it's running now. It's a little better, but yeah. Finally smoothed down. Just keep shutting those injectors, and finally now it's actually running pretty good. Current 99, 100. Okay, this looks okay. Come on. Okay, so still we have a let's see, are we in a closed loop? It should be in a closed loop now. Yeah, okay. So, and so this one I have actually my upstream and downstream and all that's what I need, my sensors. I'm not sure if you guys can see anything. Okay. So in a closed loop, the now actually my sensor number 1, it's still not, going full swing, but it should. 300 and that's again 600. So yeah, still the same. The upstream on bank 2, it's actually now stuck in 800 millivolts. So hopefully it's a little bit better now. This is stuck at 800. Let's see what the okay, so it still had a high fuel trims. When I revved the engine up, things get better. Bank 2 is still a little lean, even at the so okay, so at least I mean it does run better now with the new plugs, no question. But we still have a lean code now. At least I'm not, going crazy with my shutdown. So now my bank 2 oxygen sensor starts to work. At 700, it's kind of like stuck rich. Okay, so I have my oxygen sensor bank 1. Oh, this is downstream, never mind. And the okay, so the bank 2 oxygen sensor is working. Okay, it's fluctuating. It went into closed loop a lot faster this time. And the bank 1 here, it's still, I don't like this O2 sensor at all. 275 minimum, and the maximum is like now it's 500, 600. So it's not going the full swing as it should, full amplitude of the signal. So, and well, the fuel trims are getting better. As it warms up, I mean, it's actually, now it's going back to normal. My short-term and long-term fuel trim on bank 2, I mean, everything is pretty good now. I mean, it's around 10. It's a little bit on the high side, but, it's not as low as it was. I'll rev it up a little bit. This is perfect now. I'm at the idle now. It's going up. There you go. But it's much better than 20. Seems like when it's cold, it's now it's warming up a little bit. But fuel trims are, not the best, but decent, around 10. Let's see the mass airflow sensor 0.5. I can't read this crap, so. Well, come on. Actually runs pretty good now. Alright, well, I'm going to finish it tonight. For tonight, it's very cold anyway, and I want to thank to everyone for... Oh, come on. for the help and support. And so the next plan will be, since I have an on-good car with a good mass airflow sensor, we're going to scope the sensor. We're going to check a crankcase ventilation system, make sure that's okay. Let's see if I can go down again. Well, it's decent, you know. Now, I mean, of course, my diesel valve it's messed up as well. So once I get that, you know, I mean, right now I'm happy with this. But I'm probably gonna change this mess. I mean, my oxygen sensor on bank 1 upstream. It just does not going to full, even though it's a, you know, it's not the graph, but I can see the minimum is like a 275 millivolts, and the upper limit is like 600, and not more than that. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but on my finger, it's kind of, sometimes it's hard to look to the camera. But yeah, I mean, I think I need a new oxygen sensor here. It's only at go, and the one on the bank 1 upstream, it works fine. It's actually down here, I'm sorry. It goes full swing. That's the bank 2 sensor 1. It works. You can see it goes down to 100 millivolts, and there you go, 100, 700. So yeah, I mean, this one is fine. We've seen the last time that my bank 1 oxygen sensor it was not working right, and okay. So right now it's actually runs pretty good, and the fuel trim is just perfect. I mean, all I did, I changed the spark plugs. But we will check that mass airflow sensor for sure before we. But for now, I mean, it's. Perfect. I'll put in a gear. Well, I can still a little bit. I can feel a little bit of misfire. Let's see what's the when I'm in a gear now. Of course, it's lost communication again. Let's see the fuel trim now when it's in gear. Still okay. Now it's better. Let's shift and drive. That's good. Sounds like it needs to, you know, relearn the new fuel trim and everything. So it's good now. Park. Well, all right. Okay, guys. Well, that's it for now, and it's gonna warm up in a day or two, so we can. I'm gonna make another part where we're gonna check the mass airflow sensor and crank ventilation system, but. You know, right now it went back to normal. It doesn't misfire. There's a slight, you know, when I shifted into reverse at first it was misfiring a little bit, but then it smoothed down again. And something that I don't understand, you know, and you guys seen it in part 1, where I was checking my ignition when car was warm. It looked perfect. There was absolutely nothing that I could pinpoint. There's one of the cylinders are having a bad ignition or bad spark plug, so I could not see anything at all. And but at the time it was kind of running better. So I guess for me, you know, I was thinking, to do it during the when a car is cold, but you know, it was obvious now the number one, it was, you know, it was pretty bad. So we're gonna do now. Not now, in part 3, we're going to check mass, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself a million times, but we're going to check mass airflow sensor, but I also want to check now ignition. I'm going to check the, when we start the car the first time, I want to see exactly what is happening on number 1 and number 3, I believe it kind of looked like a little ridge. So now the question is, you know, the way the spark plug looks, it probably is burning oil now with the 220,000 miles. It is what it is. I mean, if it runs another, whatever, year or two, it'll be fine. And but we'll go from there. So thank you guys, and see you soon. All right, appreciate all the help. I really appreciate it. Thank you for support, and you guys are awesome. All right, see you in part 3. Thank you. Bye bye.